getting your kids to eat the fruits and vegetables can be difficult for some parents. And then adding to the challenge, trying to meet the new dietary guidelines from the USDA that suggests, by the way, did you know that you should fill half of their plates and yours with fruits and veggies? Well, the good news is Michelle Dudash, a registered dietitian, is here, and she's going to help us with some really great ideas that hopefully will help us, move not only the kids, but ourselves too, in the right direction.
You are right. We all need to be on board. And if there's one thing you take away, it is, yes, to fill half of your plate with fruits and vegetables.
Okay, so that is no easy task. Ask any mother and they will tell you that if they're able to get one carrot in their child, I mean, there are some of, the chosen few mothers who are like in a whole nother league of mothering.
Right. Well, and that's the first little group of foods we have here. These are ways to help keep fruits and vegetables fun, okay? So the first one, we see have those little cherry tomatoes over there.
Look at that.
And I stuffed some little corn kernels in there. So you could put those in a container as is or place them strategically around a sandwich to embellish that. And you might even get some veggies in there. Edamame. I find that kids love edamame. Does your son like edamame?
He does.
He does. So,
but he's a little lazy, so he'll say, "Mom, will you pop the things out?"
Yeah. Well, you can buy them actually out of the pods.
I found this out.
Yes. And those I tossed in a little teriyaki sauce too, if you wanted to kind of dress it up a little.
Okay.
And then these here we have apple dippers, and then this is a Greek yogurt that I stirred in some brown sugar and then sprinkled some pecans on top. So it's almost like a little caramel apple dip that you can. And that lid pops right in. That is brand new from Glad, by the way. They're just coming out this month.
Okay, so I have not seen this.
Those are the coolest. It solves the problem. It's in. Okay. And then you just snap it on top. It is the coolest invention.
That is pretty good.
Yeah. And then this right here, 7-layer dip. I love my 7-layer dip.
Where are you going with this? Because I know you, so I know it's not the 7-layer dip that I'm accustomed to.
Okay, so I made a little individual one, and yes, I put low-fat refried beans on the bottom. Then we have some Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt instead of sour cream, some salsa, little low-fat cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, green onion.
Fantastic.
So it's full of vegetables, and then make sure you serve whole grain chips alongside it.
Okay.
So there you've got some veggies.
They have the baked Tostitos and the baked corn chips.
Yep.
Is that better than the whole grain, or does it matter? Or what's your opinion on it?
I personally eat the regular chips, the regular non-baked. I like the taste better, and I think the most important thing is portion control. They're still whole grain, and it's about 20 extra calories for the
so enjoy it.
Real version. I say enjoy it, and just watch your portion. But anyway.
Are these those bars you were telling me about?
Yes, I love these. I work closely with Kind. These are whole fruit and nut bars, and I love them because they actually contain ingredients you can see and pronounce, which is a great thing. So they're natural ingredients. Okay, yeah, this is a peanut butter and strawberry flavor. So I love that one. I think that would be a kid-friendly variety that they would like. And this has a good blend of carbs, protein, healthy fats. That's going to help keep us fuller longer for both kids and adults alike.
All right. I actually can read.
Good.
Everything.
Okay, yes.
The only one that's a little tricky, but I know it, is the soy lectin.
Okay, yes.
Lectin.
Little tiny amount at the very end of the list, yeah. And these minis are cool too. These are, so especially for maybe the younger kids or when you're just looking for a small snack, I like these too.
Okay.
So I love those. Okay, now another snack you could that doesn't require refrigeration is just whole grain crackers filled with almond butter and a little drop of honey. They can keep those in their backpack for after school.
And so does this, how does this help with our dietary guidelines? How are these snacks helping with that?
Yes.
This makes sense to me.
Yep, fruits and veggies.
When it starts to taste a little better in the carb department, then I wonder.
Okay, so here with these crackers, these would be whole grain, and then the almond butter is going to be for our lean protein, and then with these bars, they have the nuts and they have the dried fruit.
Okay.
So those are, you're fitting still dried fruit in there, and then the nuts, which is part of your protein group.
All right.
Yeah. And then finally, the grains. Now, do you get confused by the grain labeling at all?
Yes.
It can be a little confusing, so I'm going to break it down for you today. First thing, we see 7 grain, 12 grain. That does not necessarily mean whole grain, okay? So you want to make sure that the first ingredient on the list is whole grain, if it's a grain product.
Sometimes it says enriched whole grain.
That just means white flour with vitamins sprayed back on.
Oh, all right then.
To put it bluntly, these crackers here, this says 8 grams of whole grain, so that's half of a whole grain serving. So it still counts, but it's not a complete serving.
Okay.
And then here, this one's made with wheat, but again, that doesn't mean whole wheat. So what you want to look for is, for example, with this bread here, this says 100% whole wheat. So that is the most important thing you want to see. So with bread, for example, if you make a sandwich, you could use whole grain bread on that. Here we have French toast dippers. They're made with 100% whole grain bread. Some yogurt I mixed with some maple syrup. And they're real maple syrup, so they can dip in that. Kids love to dip, so you gotta love that. And then with whole grain pasta, I have just use their favorite ingredients, whether it's if they like cheese or we have some cucumber, cherry tomatoes.
What's the little saucy sauce?
I put a little vinaigrette, Italian vinaigrette, and a little ranch. I find a little ranch can go a long way.
A little ranch Don't cringe, but I do love to dip my pizza in ranch dressing. Is that weird? I don't know. If it is, it's what I do. All right. For more information, you can go to SonoraLiving.com. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.